Hey everybody, I'm Steve Beckmen, winemaker for Beckmen Vineyards, and I'm standing here today at the Thomas and Judith Beckmen Estate Vineyards at our winery in Los Olivos, here to get you guys caught up on everything that's happening in the first quarter of 2019. There's a lot going on this time of the year. Had a nice little break after harvest. We're focusing really on two main things right now, and one is redevelopment of some of the blocks in the vineyard, because we're going to be doing some replanting, and the other is pruning. The first thing that we've been doing to kind of delay our pruning a little bit has been to work on some of the areas in Purisima that we're going to be redeveloping this year. So with that, we pulled out about 10 acres of Syrah vines, and we're getting those vines and those plots ready to replant coming towards the end of the spring and early summer. We have about 10 acres or so of Syrah that we're going to be redoing this year. And with that, the old vines need to be removed. And we do love to have our old vines, and these are really 20, 21-year-old vines, is that they've gotten to the point where some disease, some wood-borne things, some dying off of some of the vines, and most importantly, some of the quality of those vineyards is really not reaching the level that it should. So last year I decided that we were going to pull these vines out and try them again. We're really excited about some of the new selections of Syrah that we're going to be putting out there, a new rootstock that we're going to be working with, and of course the increase of our own rooted vines, which is vines that are not grafted onto any rootstock out in the vineyard. Pruning really shapes our crop load for this upcoming year by leaving a certain number of buds out in the vineyard that are going to provide our shoots and our clusters for this year. So we're looking to obviously leave the ripe buds and the good buds and the fruitful buds, and then looking at a certain number of buds, which again is going to determine how much crop that we're going to have and how much canopy growth that we're going to have in this upcoming year. Over the last few years, we've gone to try and prune later and later and later. This is basically due to, well, a couple of things. One is to kind of help to delay maybe the bud break a little bit, to help push us a little bit past frost season. And the other one is it really can help with some of the wood-borne diseases that we can get when we prune a little bit too early. By pruning late, our cuts are only exposed to the open air for a shorter amount of time, and it is at these cuts in the plants where we can see bacteria and disease enter into the vines and cause problems in the long term. In the winery, after some downtime there as well, we've geared up and started our bottling season, where we will start bottling. We've actually started bottling in January with our 2017 Cuvée Le Bec, and that'll continue over the next 6 months as we bottle Sauvignon Blanc and Rosé and Cabernet, and then as we get towards April, May, we start to bottle some of our Syrahs and some of our Purisima Mountain designated red wines. My whole goal is to bottle the wines, especially those Purisima designated wines, a little bit later than what we've been doing over the past several years. I think that extra added barrel time will just continue to add to the wine's growth and development and add some added texture and depth as it integrates with those barrels a little bit longer. We're also keeping a very close eye on our 2018, our young wines. As they sit in the cellar and age, they're starting to go through their malolactic fermentation, which is that secondary fermentation, which changes our malic acid into our lactic acid, and that happens in all of our red wines. And we let that happen all spontaneously, all naturally. So over the last couple of months, we've actually seen some cold weather. The cellars have gotten really cold, and the wines have kind of tightened up and stopped their malolactic fermentation. So hopefully on a nice sunny day like today and a warm day, we'll have a string of these and we'll get those fermentations going a little bit so that we can get to that second part of our process in the making, which is the blending, which will come in the second quarter and third quarter of this year. One of the other things that's really important that we're doing this time of the year is keeping those young wines and those barrels topped up to avoid any sort of spoilage or any sort of oxidation. It's always our goal to keep our wines in the best shape possible to deliver you the best quality possible. As you can see, we've had some really great rain in the last couple of weeks. Things are greening up around the San Ynez Valley. It is a tremendous time to come and visit. So green after that maybe 6-7 inches of rain we've had over the last month. So I encourage you guys to get up here and come visit and taste a new crop of wines at Beckmen Vineyards.